Welcome to my abandoned resort, full tour, exclusive access. Now this is the notorious swimming pool. It has had its fair share of abuse, neglect, abandonment, and as you see, vandalism. This is a 60-foot swimming pool. It's one of the only swimming pools that is privately owned on National Forest land. There's certain things I have to do to keep it up to health department standards. Examples are keeping a constant flow of fresh water in, fresh water out at all times at a certain flow rate. The other option is just simply drain it regularly and completely refill it. Now, that has made me realize possibly why the holding tank of my water is the size of this swimming pool. I don't know if they had codes back then 100 years ago, but it's starting to make me wonder if that is why that holding tank was so massive. I have emptied and filled this swimming pool twice while I was troubleshooting fixing the water line. Both times it filled within 6 hours from drain to fill. So the ingenuity was pretty impressive. Now this right here was a giant ceramic pot that had a constant trickle of water go through it as an ambiance and shot off into there. I'm going to be having it replicated as this giant pot. You can see the water line we found through there just to keep a constant, as if we don't have enough ambiance noises with the live river, the spring that goes through the channel throughout all the properties. Now you have this pot sending in a trickle of water. Amazing. And that is something I'm looking forward to, bringing this property alive. It's these little details that I had to imagine. I have seen this place alive many times in my dreams, and that is why I'm going to be bringing it back alive exactly how they had it back then. Now this is the pool house with its own men and women changing room upstairs with its own shower. This is where all the controls to the swimming pool were. There was just a bunch of pipes. We had no idea what this stuff was. We had no help or no records to figure out any of this. This here, I believe, is part of a boiler system they had in there where it heated the pipes going through there. This isn't confirmed, but it's not denied because there is no record of it. I've done plenty of research and I see evidence inside where there was a boiler system accurate with the timelines, and this was part of that exhaust that came out here. So was it heated? I'm not sure. The only living relative that spent time here said it was always freezing cold. So it is possible it never was heated. And that also makes sense of how often they had to drain and fill this thing or to keep that natural spring-fed water going through at all times. That makes sense as to it was not heated. I'm going to try to find a way to heat it a little bit just for modern comfort. Now, for those of you who are worried and want it to be a cold plunge, don't worry. 50 feet, there's a massive river that you can dive into and take your cold plunge. Thanks for coming along on this tour. If you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. The more subscribers I get, the more likes I get, the more I please the algorithm gods, the more likely I'm to spend time up here showing you this multi-year restoration and everything to learn about it and history, including fun facts of how to restore historical properties and what that means. How did they do it over 100 years ago? What were their methods? Those are things we have to unpack and replicate throughout this journey. Follow me on YouTube, The Abandoned Resort.